Sorry, Rose, this was the note that you gave me to go to talks today. Jim back there, your accomplishments are incredible on the college basketball level. I too played college basketball, and my accomplishments were really significant. I was a 30-30-30 player. I got in when we were up by 30 points, down by 30 points, and never more than 30 seconds. Congratulations to all the inductees. It's so fun. So exciting to listen about all the accomplishments that everybody has had, and I'm eager to hear about everybody. First of all, I want to thank my sister Leah. She found some compromising photos of Nate Sandberg and was able to bribe him and basically give him a little bit of money and say that she was going to share the photos unless they put me in the Hall of Fame. So thank you, Leah, for doing that. The quality of one's life is easily measured by the quality of the people in their lives. The quality of my life is, to be candid with you, totally off the charts. The people that God has placed in my life and the amount that I have learned from them is unbelievable. St. Gregory the Great said that if you see the good in another, you make it your own. And I want to share with y'all some of the names and some of the things that I have learned in my years. I met one of my dad's co-employees tonight, Alex Troyan. But Big Al taught me was that I am third. God is first, family and friends are second, and you are third. And that's the way that I have led. Rose Troyan here tonight, selflessness. 723-4811. May I speak with Rose Troyan? I'd like to order a pizza sub at Pizza Villa. She was a meter maid. She worked up at the Kmart cafeteria. All of these things to make extra money so that I could pursue my dreams. We had a teacher, Joe Wozniak had him, Big John had her, Sister Victoria. And what Sister Victoria taught me, you can look at me, I'm still 5'0". She said, Dynamite, Francis, comes in a small package. You can do whatever you want to do. The other thing that Sister Victoria has taught me was the power of a smile. If you can smile, you can make people's days better. I want to thank my siblings, Leah and my sister Maria, who's not here, to teach me how to love unconditionally. I had a coach, Pitsy Mascaro, some of you probably know him, 116 Pine Street. He picked me up for practice all the time, and he made me feel like I could do absolutely anything. And so I'm forever grateful to Pitsy for that. The power of a role model I learned from Joe Wozniak. He was my boyhood idol growing up. He did everything the right way and for the right reasons, academically, athletically, and he was a role model as a kid. He's still a role model for me today. He was my mom's PT person for when she had cancer surgery, who comes and does like 3 or 4 home visits after she's released. Joe did. So the power of a role model is for Joe. Sweet Knit Crayola. Down at Beth Jackson, he had Crayola Beach down there, and just about every day in the summer, he would force Big John and I to throw batting practice to each other, take ground balls, fly balls. What I learned from Knit is that there's no substitute, but you need to work hard. Jan Garrett was my coach in 8th grade for basketball, my high school baseball coach, and he was enthusiastic every day. I learned the power of enthusiasm from him. Toby Shea. You know, the thing about him, I only played through 10th grade because I was just a little guy. I was nowhere near the athlete of Joe Wozniak, but I learned a lot from Coach Shea. What I learned from him is that you can coach a person really, really hard, and you can love that person equally as hard. They're not mutually exclusive. And I use that to this day. And Andy Randis, he used to pull me out of 8th period study hall every day, and we would diagram plays. My wife still uses some of those plays today. What he taught me is how important it is to prepare for every game. Chuck Stroud, who is really underestimated in the area, was my Legion coach. And what Chuck taught me is that success is about the 6 inches, the 6 inches between your ears. They have to be mentally prepared and mentally strong to be a champion. Joe Massa Jr., I know we talked about Joe Massa Sr. here a little bit earlier, but Mr. Massa taught me how to be I clerked for him for a year for his district attorney position as a lawyer. He taught me how to be a professional and a family man at the same time. George Panavienko, who was my teammate for 4 years, he was the starting second baseman for 4 years at Allegheny. I started at shortstop, and George taught me not to take myself seriously. He taught me about the power of laughter and humor. If you haven't been up there, George is responsible for raising the first $50 million for the National Comedy Center up in Jamestown. So if you can get up there, that would be great. George, if you could just stand up for a second. Yeah. No, seriously, George, stand up.
I'm telling him to break.
John Bowen, who you heard up here, taught salt of the earth. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. He who finds one finds a treasure. And I found a treasure in John when I was in first grade. The other thing that John taught me how to do was to compete. So my record right now against John is that we used to play one-on-one every day. So my record is 0 and 1,278. But I got better every day. And you saw him walking up here. I'm challenging Big John tomorrow to game a one-on-one. And we're going to play full court. At Crescent Park. A couple of people couldn't be here today. I have 3 children, Katie, David, and Matt. And, they taught me not to take sports so seriously. They taught me not to be quite so reactive. Between a stimulus and a response is a space. That's your free will. You have a choice how to respond to a situation. And they taught me not to be overly reactive, to listen, and to be proactive when you can be. My wife is in New York City right now. She's doing a mentoring project for 13 students that are coming to Lehigh next year. They're all first-generation students. Most of them are minorities. None of them have had any family members in college. And for the last 32 years, she's really inspired me on a daily basis to try to be the best version of myself. And she's also, maybe most importantly, taught me that you put the forks in the dishwasher thumbs up. I'm going to leave you with the same message that I've synthesized from all these wonderful people that I've learned through the years. The same mantra that I use with my team, the same message that I gave to them in Seattle when we were at the University of Washington for the NCAA tournament. And if we can all commit to these 3 principles, the world would be a lot better. 1, do the right thing for the right reasons all the time. People say there's a lot of gray in the world. I don't believe that. There's black and white. There is right and there is wrong. Do the right thing and then do the next right thing. If you can do that habitually, we can all be champions. Next thing, number 2, is be where your feet are. Be present. If you're having a conversation, be one-on-one with that person. If you're at your job, do your work as best as you can. If you're preparing your team for a game, do that the best to your ability. If you can be present with people, that's the next thing that champions do. And then the final thing that I preach to my teams is to love one another. I apologize a little bit for being a coach. I'm coaching you guys up right here, but that's who I am. And I'm hoping that each of you can maybe take one little thing away that can make all of us better. And the last thing that I just want to end with is a quote from Mother Teresa. Spread love everywhere. Let no one come to you without leaving happier. Thank you so much.